What's going on, everybody? It's your girl Guruji Chastity, and I'm joined here with Budda Shad.
What's going on, y'all?
Look, he just got me crispy.
Most
Fit. What? I don't even want to touch it no more. It's that soft. It's softer than a baby's booty. Ooh, you feel me?
Brand new.
We out here. So, what was the name of this process, this service that you just gave me?
The process that I just gave you is called Capitalis Unctio, the hydrothermal head shave. Capitalis is derived from the Latin word caput, meaning the head, and Unctio is Latin for anointing or putting the head or oil on the head.
So Capitalis.
Capitalis Unctio, you know what I'm saying?
Unctio.
That's the new, fresh, you know what I'm saying? Capitalis Unctio. It's gonna last forever.
Oh, okay.
Flashback.
Cool. So let's tell him about the process, Shad. What we got?
Yeah, so first off, we want to make sure that we protect. Going in with a neck strip right now. That's going to protect your neck. And also going to give a little greeting, a little warmth. We want to inform the body that I'm here and that I will be performing the service.
And I know for me, this is, step one is as far as making this a part of a ritual for me.
Mm-hmm.
And so, right here where you're placing your hands, that was definitely for me where I was setting the intention of I'm going to be here in this moment, bring my awareness to my body. And, I'm open to receive. Right?
Right. Correct. And so right here, I'm placing hand on the apex or the crown of the head and giving some gentle circular massages. Okay, so we're going to do 7 concentric circles, also known as circumambulation. And so that spin, that spiral, that's universal. So I want to invite that universal spiral into the space. Okay, right here, what you want to do, first you want to trim the hair, all right? If you're, with shaved heads, you're going to eventually go in with a razor, electric razor, or something that's going to shave close to the skin. It's easier for that razor to, be effective in getting the hair as close to the skin as possible if that hair is not long. Okay, so you want to come in with a trimmer. I got a nice liner, and I'm going in and I'm cleaning up that long hair. Okay, and what I'm explaining right now is the direction that the hair grows.
And that was a really cool, process for me. I've been taking that on now since you taught me that.
Mm-hmm.
So when I, grease my scalp in the morning after I get out the shower, I get the 7 in the pattern of my hair, and that's what concentric circles.
Yeah, concentric circles.
Concentric circles, and then I do it the other way as well.
These points right here, right? Most of your cranial nerves, your 3rd, your 5th, and your 7th cranial nerves flow right here. So that's why the temple, you get hit in the temple, boom, you dead, because it's like 3 major nerves in your body that all branch right here, right? And they literally spread out across your face like that. You see what I'm saying? One comes down your neck, control your, you know what I'm saying? But they all branch when they come from out your, you know what I'm saying? Come out your brain. You know what I'm saying? You got a trunk on each side of 3 major nerves that come out right here. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if we keep something to protect that, keep it warm. You know what I'm saying? Keep something on there, make it special.
Yeah.
You feel me? Hey, leave that alone.
Yeah, you feel me?
Leave that alone. Leave that alone.
Mm-hmm. And so it's very important to reflect internal structure in, design of your hair, how you wear your clothes. You want to reflect the nervous system. If I can put my nerves on my sleeve, I'm reflecting as above, so below.
For sure. And so right here we got the cleansing process, and I know for me, this is, you know, step 2 of the ritual process where I began to bring wisdom into it. So first was, you know, knowledge, setting the intention, and then now I'm bringing the wisdom. And for me, the wisdom in this instance, when you begin to use that brush, it was really like, okay, let me tap in and, you know, focus on this sensation. And it really brought me into my body, because I did feel that in my head, but I felt it almost sometimes in my hands or like in other parts of my body.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. And so, in cleaning, just want to give a tip. You want to make sure that you are doing some good scrubbing, okay, of the scalp. A brush is recommended, if not a washcloth, but you want to make sure you give that a good scrubbing to break up the dead skin cells, get that oil, and really cleanse. Okay, time to cleanse.
Hey, it's looking juicy too.
Most definitely. It seems you're enjoying.
Right on.
All right. A nice cool towel, you know, to wipe that excess soap and that dirt and that oil off. And how did that feel? How did that cool towel feel on your head?
It was nice. It was nice. It was like, ooh, it was a nice little icing on the cake for sure.
Okay, most definitely. And right now what we want to do is we want to relax the hair and the scalp. And so what I'm doing, I'm mixing some shave cream with a little SPS wave. That's a hair and skin moisturizer. Shea butter base with coconut oil. And this is really going to infuse the follicles and the skin, the epidermis, getting down into the dermis with good nutrients, okay? And we're gonna feed it, we're gonna warm it up, we're gonna relax it, all right?
Oh, Sausalito.
Most definitely.
Shout out to Nava Asa on these camera angles.
Yeah, she's getting good, like the mixing is nice.
Yeah, the mixing is nice.
Okay. And at home, don't be afraid, you know what I'm saying, to you know, put your own pieces together, your own products that you feel work for you. Okay. The thing is in self-care to really get into it, right? To make it really personal and get a good relationship with the process, because the process is everything. That's where we get into the work of self, is in this process.
And that, speaking of the process and getting into the work, that's, you know, step number 3 in making this a ritual for me, where I bring in Innerstanding, and that's where I relax into creating. Because now, you know, we about to create something now. You know, we painting on it and we about to reveal it in a second. It's about to be wavy.
Most definitely. Now, this I feel is a big plus for anybody. Okay, that's the hot towel. Okay, hot towel. I've introduced hot towel in my life, and I love the results. At home, at the shop, you know, you wet the towel, wring it out, microwave, 1 minute.
For sure.
Your hot towel is ready. Look at that smile. Look at that joy.
Yeah.
Look at that peace. That's nice, ain't it?
It was amazing.
Yeah.
That was one part. The brush and this was probably, you know, my favorite 2 parts of the process. I really liked it.
Most definitely. See.
Feeling real queen-like right there.
Mm-hmm. And so now that mixture, that anointing that we put on there, that's done baked in.
Okay.
Okay. That's down into the surface, you know what I'm saying, layers, okay? Because with the shade, not only you gotta understand that razor is not only gonna take off hair, it's gonna take off that top layer of dead skin. Okay. So what you want to do is you want to infuse protection all the way down into the top layer, into the second layer, because that razor is gonna take off that top layer, and you want to still reveal healthy, protected, moisturized skin.
Okay, speak on it.
Okay.
That was, yeah.
Get into it.
Get into it.
Get into it. All right.
Don't play around.
No. So we're applying a little SBS wave, a little shave oil, make it nice and smooth, and the steam. How was the steam for you?
The steam, I've never had nothing like that before. And I really enjoyed it. It was like almost like a face relaxing mist. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't be tense if you tried. You know what I'm saying? It was just so pleasurable. So I really enjoyed the steam. At first it was a little too hot, but then once we got it at the right temperature, it was lovely. I really enjoyed it.
Wonderful.
And for me, being a thinker, it was like, oh wow, that makes sense. You know, keep the skin moist while you're doing it. Because when I do it at home, I always try to dampen the area that I'm about to shave. So I was like, okay, that makes sense.
And so, like, at home, you know, what you can try is in the shower. Okay? Try your routine, you know, the shave part of your routine in the shower, you know, put everything cleansed, put the oil on and everything, hop in the shower, and as it gets steamy, go ahead and do the razor part, okay? Because that steam, that moisture environment is going to provide lubrication.
Okay, I'll give it a try.
All right. And so we nice. Look at that there.
Crispy.
All right.
Ooh. And so, step 4 for me was definitely, you know, the shaving of the head. You know, and that's where we get into the finding of the self, you know, culture, freedom, free from imposition, right? And this is step number 5 right here, where I get into the power and the refinement, right? We put that astringent on there. It was like, it's icy. Then we got the oil on it, and we got a little rubber dub.
Indeed. And this is where, with the rubbing of the hand and the oil, it's the finishing. Okay, it's the embellishment. All right, it's where you put the love on yourself. All right, and you walk out there in the confidence that I know I'm good. I look good. I feel good. I am good.
So, I mean, this was a very enlightening process, and I reached out to Budda Shad because, you know, as we want to continue to grow and develop, I wanted to take a look at self-care and how can we align self-care with spiritual practices. And he really put me hip to the game. He was like, you know, I represent the physical manifestation of self-care, and then you come in, you know, you add the spiritual tips, you know, to it. And so I want to just take a moment to share the reason why shaving my head is actually a spiritual process or a self-care process for me. And, you know, Shad is going to share some of his insights as well. So, I mean, just jumping it off, man, shaving my head for me allows me to woosah. I know I expressed this to you before, but because my work is to communicate, if I'm not talking out loud, I'm talking in my head or I'm reading a book. So my mind is always constantly going. And so, I mean, just looking at some of the things that I've been teaching, Supreme's mathematics. The first number 1 is knowledge, right? To accumulate the information, right? But after that, the next step is going to be wisdom. But what I found in the Western culture, everything is in the head. We feel like life or our experience is happening between our ears, right? Correct. And it's like, no, that's not what's happening. And so when I shave my head, it's like, boom, I'm dropped down into my body. I get to feel on myself, you know, and it's like, okay, I like this. You know, it really brings me closer to a center of self. So, I mean, that's definitely what I get out of, you know, shaving my head. And I mean, that's what you gave me the opportunity to do. And this was my first time letting somebody else shave my head. Normally too, I would say Ace is the only one who shaved my head fully. Everybody else is just like, I just would let them just shave the little parts around the back that I couldn't see. Otherwise, no, you're not shaving my head.
Right.
So, this was amazing.
Amazing. First of all, I want to say thank you. I appreciate you for letting me be, you know what I'm saying, the first to fully shave your head. I understand how personal you know what I'm saying, that process is for you. And with self-care, it is a personal process. I see it as a way to, you know what I'm saying, have a relationship with yourself. You know, you take your girlfriend out and your homies, you know, you hook your homies up, but, you know, how well do you treat yourself? You know, are you doing stuff for yourself? Are you treating yourself good? When the last time you said, you know, I loved on myself in a certain way. And so these processes that we do, these self-care processes, I think that we can elevate them. We can use them as tools to be better to ourselves, to treat ourselves better, love ourselves a little bit more. And I want to thank you for allowing me to show you and to perform that process.
For sure.
That process, yeah.
So I would say a question, how did you develop this knack or this interest to want to teach self-care to other people?
It developed out of love of self, really. Teaching the self-care to myself. I found that I was the most relaxed, the most comfortable, you know what I'm saying? Some of the happiest moments of my life were in taking care of myself. So with me being a barber and researching into where barbering comes from, the spiritual aspect of, you know what I'm saying, these rituals and practices that we do, I realized that, hey, there's a higher calling, you know what I'm saying, to this profession in which, you know, we can become professionals at taking care of self. You see what I'm saying? So my job is to, like you said, accumulate all the knowledge, get really, really, really good, and, you know, have clients that I teach and give them the same tools so that they can treat themselves better. So, you know, I might be the steak dinner, you know what I'm saying, out at the restaurant, but best believe when you leave, you got a little recipe to take home with you.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And you want to make the potatoes at the house. Like, them potatoes was fire at the restaurant. Here's the recipe to make them potatoes at the house.
Okay.
So, you know, it's been a joy just getting into it and seeing the impact that, you know, my work is doing in the world is lovely.
That's what's up. I remember when we first sat down, you said something that stuck with me. He was like, I take care of myself. I love myself so good. I can teach you how to do it. I said, okay. All right, now that's what's up.
Most definitely, most definitely. You know, coming from the spiritual tradition, one thing that really pushed me into doing this full time was the understanding that self is all encompassing. You see what I'm saying? And trying to come to the understanding of realization of self and live as self, right? And living this out, you realize that everybody is self. You see what I'm saying? Everybody is self.
Everybody, everything.
It is understanding the oneness of everything, the oneness of self, and really comes to understanding of where I stand and like, okay, take care of self. Who's COVID that? You know what I'm saying? Who's the Michael Jordan of taking care of self?
Okay, he said, I'm gonna do that.
That's
you
me,
know?
you know what I'm saying?
That's what's up.
It's gonna be the best at it, so yeah.
Well, Shea Budda Shad, I appreciate you for sitting down and doing this process with me and, you know, teaching the people these things. So tell us, where can we find you? How can people come in here and get their hair, you know, what is it, little burning, cut, get it crispy? Well, how they do that?
Most definitely. You can catch me, birch.yes@gmail.com. I'm on Instagram, Shea_Butta, Budda Shad. And you can come see me in person. Come say hi, shake my hand, give me a hug.